Welcome to the Awake with Jake show. I'm your host, Jake Woodard, and it is my mission to help you break through mental barriers, gain clarity, and awaken your heart so you can live more free and fulfilled. My intention for this show is to create a safe container so you can heal, awaken, and transform your life. What's going on, my soul family? Welcome back to another episode of the Awake with Jake show. I hope that you are having the best damn day ever. And if you're not, I'm hopefully going to help you in this episode to feel a little better, to have a little more clarity, maybe laugh a little bit, smile, shake it all off. So let's just do this right now, starting out. Let's just take a big, deep breath in, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just let it all go. Let all that negative energy be released from you. Getting caught in that work mode of always needing to do more, and accomplish more. But we never really feel fulfilled because we're always stuck in this grind mode rat race. And that's exactly what the Matrix wants. The Matrix wants weakened people that are always overstressed, overworried, overworked. So take time for yourself to just rest and relax and reflect. That's what I often do. It allows me to show up much more fully for myself, for my relationships, for my business, so many areas in my life when we just unplug from that matrix. So on today's episode, I'm going to be dropping in and sharing a few questions that you guys sent in, these juicy questions about polarity and intimacy and relationships. Now, before I get into that, I want to give a big special thank you to those who shared on Instagram their Spotify listens. So people shared the Spotify statistics that they do once a year where they send it out and they share what the top podcast was they listened to and how many minutes they listened to. And a lot of people shared that I was the top podcast they listened to, and they listened to me for like 2,000 minutes, 3,000 minutes. One person listened for like 4,300 minutes. So my heart is just so grateful and full to know that people out there really do support my work, really do love what I'm putting out there. Because once again, I started this in a damn basement, my mother's basement, okay? I had quit my job. I went all in on this life, this purpose, this mission, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing, okay? So for me to overcome those obstacles within myself and put this out to the world, it was a huge challenge. And so I'm so grateful to have your love and your support. Thank you. That's all I can say is just thank you. And I know that we may have never met, but I love you and I appreciate you. So thank you once again. So let's get right into these questions. These are some juicy, fun questions that we're going to get into. And I'm going to try to provide as much clarity as possible around these. The first question: women love me, but why do I always get friend zoned? Ooh, the infamous friend zone. I've actually had this happen to me before in my earlier relationship days where I didn't really understand masculine and feminine energies. The first thing that comes to my mind when I see a man who gets friend zoned by women that like him, that see him as this nice guy, he's this passive guy. There's not a lot of polarity with him. And oftentimes the nice guy's intentions are very pure. He wants to be helpful. He wants to be kind. He wants to be sweet. And that's all good and great. But a lot of times that passive, nice guy is almost too soft for her feminine energy. So there's not a lot of polarity between his masculine energy and her feminine energy. It's a neutralized connection, which creates a friend, not a lover. Women want to feel the strength. A feminine woman wants to feel the strength of the masculine consciousness. If you're not rooted in your masculine energy and there's no polarity between your energies, then there's not going to be that spark of attraction. And that spark of attraction, that polarity, is what moves you from the friend zone into the romance zone, okay? So I'm thinking about this in a sense of in a polarity. So how polarized are you as a man? That would be the first thing I would ask. And as a woman as well, how polarized are you? And when I say polarized, how charged in your masculinity are you as a man? And once again, not all men are masculine. Not all women have a feminine core. But in this case of the masculine feminine dynamics, what I can feel and see happening, why you might be friend zoned is because you're kind of neutral. You're taking a neutral approach on things. And that's not creating that electrical sexual connection that really turns her on and arouses her. The masculine strength of direction, confidence, clarity, protection, support is what arouses the feminine. She doesn't want this softy type man who's not strong enough to lead or protect or make decisions. If you're neutralized and you're just trying to blend and fit in that passive patty type man, passive patty, then she's not going to be super sexually attracted to you. But this also doesn't mean that she wants Ramrod Rick either, who's going to bulldoze through her flower garden. So the integrated man is balanced with his mind and his heart. Let me say this again. The integrated man, the integrated masculine man, balances his mind with his heart, where he's sensitive to her emotional needs. He's compassionate to her emotional needs. He understands the feminine because he's integrated with his inner feminine. Now, a lot of the macho jerk type men are very insensitive to women because they're in their mind. And when you're in your mind, you can't feel. So in order to relate to the feminine deeply, you have to feel deeply into yourself and hold that masculine frame. So here's some things that you can do to really create more polarity in your life to stop being friend zoned, because it is annoying being friend zoned, right? I've had this happen to me before, and you don't want this type of lukewarm connection with women. You want that polarized connection. The first thing is be clear with your direction. Practice being clear with your direction. That means practice making decisions, practice leading, practice being confident in your decisions. Ground yourself. Number 2 is ground yourself. Pull your shoulders back, soften the front of your body, anchor yourself down into the ground like the oak tree, okay? She wants to blow through you like the wind. The feminine winds wants to blow through the branches of your oak tree. And if you're not anchored in your masculinity, she'll snap you right in half, or she won't even blow through you at all because she doesn't feel that you can support the waves of her feminine energy, okay? So the first thing is have clear direction by practicing decision making, being supportive, being protective, taking charge. Women find it very attractive when a man steps up with confidence and takes charge, takes initiative, makes plans. She doesn't want this wishy-washy type who's just trying to please her and be the nice guy. That's not what she wants. That doesn't create polarity. Nice guys do not fucking ravish women in a healthy way, of course. Nice guys do not take the feminine essence and ravish her in a loving, conscious way. They just kind of pat her a little bit. Now, I want to give you an analogy, too, of horses. I grew up with horses. I was blessed to grow up with these beautiful, majestic, intuitive, healing beings, and they really are. Horses are amazing. If you've ever spent any time around with them, then you know how powerful they really are. If you approach a horse too soft and ungrounded, you're kind of flighty, you're a little nervous about that horse will sense that and they will rear up, meaning they will stand on their back legs or they'll buck you with their head. So they will do this as a defense mechanism. They won't let you on their back if you approach them too soft and timid, because your masculine energy in that moment is not grounded enough and they can sense that. And the same thing if you come at them too hard, too direct, if you approach them head on very intensely, they will also rear up and buck at you. So it's a balance of when approaching a horse. You don't want to be too soft and timid, but you also don't want to be too strong and direct and try to overpower the horse. Now, relating to a woman is very similar. A woman is very intuitive. She will feel your masculine strength, if it's there or not there. And she will know if she can open fully to you. And if she can open fully to you, she's not going to friend zone you. Okay, let me say this again. If she can open her heart fully to you, she's not going to friend zone you. She'll be much more inclined to want to have a sexual relationship with you when you're rooted in your masculine energy. You have clear direction, you make clear decisions, you take charge, you're confident in yourself, you know who you are, you know what you stand for, and you know why you're here. Okay? Now, I know that's a lot to digest, but these are just things that you can practice and watch how the polarity with women in your life change. And you'll notice that the more rooted you are in your masculinity, the more feminine energy that you will attract in your life. But if you're rooted in your feminine energy as a man, you're going to attract masculine women to you. So once again, this is a lot to digest, but I'm throwing it all out there. And once again, if you're interested in this type of work, I would really encourage you to come to my live 3-day event where Melissa and I will be leading a beautiful transformational experience with hundreds of other people from around the world. We currently have over 100 people signed up, and the price for this is going to go up again soon. So if you want to lock this in at a discounted rate while it's still available, go to jakewoodard.com/awake to register and grab your ticket today. Once again, this is January 21st through the 23rd. You're going to start your new year off with a bang. I promise you that these live events that I do are life-changing, and you do not want to miss this. This is going to be at a beautiful world-class resort center, the Gaylord Texan in Grapevine, Texas. So once again, that's jakewoodard.com/awake to sign up for that. Let's get right into the next question, because these are fun and juicy. I hope that you're feeling good today. Just soften into this and really receive this next one, because I think this next one is really important. As a woman, what can I do when my sexual energy and creative energy is blocked? So the first thing that comes to my mind and heart when I hear this and feel into this is, what is the relationship that you have with your feminine energy? So I teach the feminine like being the water, the masculine like being the fire. What happens a lot of times with women is their feminine waters become stagnant in their body. So they become all backed up. And when you're backed up, your creative energy, your sexual energy, your intuitive energy, your emotional energy all becomes stagnant. Now, when water becomes stagnant, it actually builds bacteria in it, and that can become poisonous. So flowing water, flowing through her body, is the most optimal path for the feminine. She wants to feel that life force energy, that river flowing through her body. Now, if you look at your feminine energy and say, okay, well, I'm spending 90% of my day, 95% of my day in the masculine, leading, making decisions, supporting, planning, organizing, doing all very masculine-oriented tasks. I'm in my mind most of my day. I'm not embodied with my feminine energy, with my emotions, with my feelings, with my intuition. I don't feel the feminine essence flowing through me. You have to practice connecting with your feminine energy. You have to practice integrating with your feminine energy. If you are a feminine core woman and you are leading with your masculine energy, then you are reversing the polarity within your body. When the polarity is reversed, you are not supercharged. You're weakened. When the polarity is reversed within your body and you're leading with the masculine energy, when you have a feminine core, and you could be a feminine core man as well, when you're leading with that reversed energy, most of the time, consistently, you're reversing the polarity within your body. So you have to start to pivot away from feeling like that, from being rigid, tense, sharp, angular. When you are overdeveloping your masculine energy as a woman, your body starts to feel very tense and rigid and sharp and angular. So what you can practice doing is movement. Movement in a sensual, sexual way to open your heart, to open your body, to soften your body. Even if it's just for 5 minutes a day before you walk out the door to go to your job or, do your business, whatever it is. Take that 5 to 10 minutes where you put on some soft, sensual music and you just connect to your body, connect to your heart, and you move with the flow of your body in an unstructured way. That would be the first thing that I would say to do. You really have to practice moving and softening into your body. The next thing that I would say to practice would be to practice letting down your masculine shield. When you start to feel yourself become very rigid and tense and very overdeveloped within your masculinity, breathe into your body, soften, and just imagine that your heart is just expanding and opening inside of you. A lot of times when the feminine goes too much into the masculine, they start to close down their heart. Their heart starts to almost like in a sense of a visual sense, their heart is like shrinking. Their heart is contracting, right? But what's really happening is they're building a shell around their heart because they're not feeling safe. So if you find yourself blocked with your creative and your sexual energy, have you developed a masculine shield that is overprotecting yourself because you've been hurt by the masculine in the past? Now, this could be a father wound. This could be a previous lover that hurt you. Most people on this planet, I don't know a person that hasn't, has been exposed to masculine energy that wasn't safe. So they developed a template within them that taught them masculine energy not safe. So I'm going to overdevelop my masculine to protect me, to protect my feminine. So what ends up happening is your inner masculine energy starts stomping all over your feminine energy, which is your emotions, your intuition, your feelings, the energy, your life force energy that flows through your body. Starts stomping all over that. And you start feeling very tense and rigid. So you have to start to reverse that, pivot away from that stuck, stagnant energy of your rigid masculine energy, moving into the flow of your feminine energy. Do things that make you feel sensual. Do things that make you feel sexual. Maybe it's the clothing you're wearing. Maybe it's writing for you. Maybe it's singing for you. Maybe it's dancing for you. Do things that are unplugging yourself from the masculine grid. We live in a very masculine-oriented world, meaning it's all about accomplishment, achievement. It's about how much you get done, how much you produce. It's production-based. We are becoming fucking robots. We are becoming robots because we are overdeveloping our masculinity because we put such a hyper emphasis on being masculine. Production. Bottom line numbers. You got to hit them. You got to hit those deadlines. It's so masculine oriented that we've created such an imbalance that women do not feel safe in this world. People do not feel safe to feel their emotions. Men specifically as well do not feel safe to feel their emotions. Men have to learn to cry like men, to feel like men. Because if you want to relate with a woman at a deep level, and you haven't related to your own inner feminine and integrated with your inner feminine, how could you possibly go deep with her? How can you possibly navigate her deep feminine waters if you haven't even learned to navigate your own? So once again, as a recap here, if you find yourself as a woman with a feminine core, being very tense and rigid, and you have this masculine shield, soften your body. Heal the masculine wounds that you feel that you carry. Maybe it's anger and resentment towards a previous masculine energy that hurt you. Could be your father, someone who carried a masculine energy that projected on you and hurt you. Is there someone in your life that caused you deep pain, that you're holding on to that resentment towards, that caused you to feel unsafe? To guard and protect yourself. And I want to remind you that you are safe. You are safe to feel your feminine energy. You are safe to move with her, to dance with her, to be with her. You're not too much. You're not too much. And women have been taught to feel like they're too much. So they're afraid to express themselves. They're afraid to ask for what they want. So they often never get what they want because they're not asking for what they want, especially in the relationship with the masculine. The beautiful thing about the masculine, the conscious masculine, and most masculine men for the most part, they want to provide a beautiful relationship for their woman. And what helps us to be better lovers is with her expression of what she does and doesn't want. So another thing that you can practice to really open up your creative and sexual energy is actually to ask for what you want. This could even be asking the universe or God or source, I want to feel more creative. I want to feel more sexual. What makes you feel sensual and sexual? And if you're carrying shame around your sexuality within your sacral chakra, then maybe it's time to take a deeper look at that and heal that shame that you carry toward yourself. Thank you for that beautiful question. The third and final question. How to love a woman that is demonstrating masculine energy due to pain. Ooh, 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 ooh. I think this really ties into the question I just answered a lot. Okay. So I have dealt with this in previous relationships, and I've even dealt with this in the relationship that I'm in with Melissa. When you find that your woman is demonstrating masculine energy because she's holding on to pain, you have to create a safe environment. And the first thing you have to realize is this is her healing. It's not your job to heal her. You can't heal her. The only thing you can do is create the environment. Just like you can't grow the flower, the only thing you can do is create the environment for the flower to grow. She is like a flower. If she's unwilling to grow, you cannot force her to grow. If she is unwilling to heal, you cannot force her to heal. This is her work to do. But you can influence that flower. You can create the environment for that flower to blossom. So the first thing is how grounded you are in your heart, how integrated you are with your heart. How much safety are you creating as a man in your relationship with her? A lot of times when women carry a masculine shield, it's because they don't feel safe. So we as men have to do a better job of creating safety within our relationships with the feminine. Because if she stops feeling seen, or if she stops feeling heard and she starts feeling repressed by you, she's likely going to put up a masculine shield. She's likely going to stop opening her flower to you if she doesn't feel that your masculine rays aren't going to burn her. She doesn't want to get her petals burnt by your masculine energy if you're too intense, if you're too direct. She wants to feel safe. So when I talk a lot about Ramrod Rick, imagine Ramrod Rick getting on his bulldozer and plowing right through her flower garden, right? That's not what she wants. But she also doesn't want the softie who's not going to ravish her, who's not going to go deep with her, who's not going to be able to hold space for her, who's too in his emotions himself and can't relate with her emotions because he's too concerned about his own emotions. Okay? So the first thing here is realizing that she has her own work to do, her own healing work to do. The second thing is realizing that you can help to influence how she feels, how open she is. Now, this comes from your ability to be grounded and present with her, moving and dancing with her feminine energy. But this also means that you're clear with your boundaries. Being able to tell a woman no in a loving way is a powerful thing that the masculine can provide. He's providing clarity of what doesn't serve him. He's not trying to repress her. He's not trying to dominate her. He's not trying to stuff her down. If she does something that he doesn't like, that causes him pain, and he tells her no, or he sets a boundary with her, that creates a safer, more conscious environment. Okay? As a man, we have to learn to feel our feelings. We have to learn to integrate with our heart. When I'm integrated with my heart and I'm grounded, I can feel a difference in Melissa's energy. I can feel that she is much more open and receptive to me. It is tried and true in my own relationship. The more grounded I am, the more anchored I am, the more that I can feel the feminine energy around me soften. Not only just Melissa, but the feminine energy in life. It's much more polarized and magnetized to me when I am grounded and confident and clear. In order for her to let down this masculine shield, she has to be willing to let go of the anger and the resentment that she carries towards masculine energy as a whole. That's her work to do. You can show her a healthy masculine example to be grounded and clear, integrated with your heart. That's what she yearns for because she's likely never been exposed to healthy masculine energy. And if she has, it was probably very little. And maybe she's never experienced that in the container of a relationship. So be the conscious example of healthy masculinity to show her that she is safe. So maybe she comes home, and this is just an example, maybe she comes home and she's feeling off and you could see that she's in pain. Something that you can practice doing, something that I do with Melissa is, hey, I see that you're in pain right now. Can I just hold you in this moment? Can I just support you in this moment? Can you receive that? And these are just different types of questions that you can ask that are in a way guiding and supporting, but it's non-invasive. I would love to just hold you in this moment. Is that okay with you? How can I support you in this moment when I see that you're in pain. And you ground yourself into your heart, you soften your shoulders, and you speak with her with presence. Now, I teach a lot about relating to the feminine, like the martial art Aikido, which in Aikido, they basically teach you to work with the energy that's coming at you. And the energy coming at you, you're either going to deflect it, you're either going to ground it, or you're going to send it back to the person sending the energy at you. In the case of working with the feminine and dancing with the feminine, as a conscious masculine man, you hold the masculine frame. In comes her feminine essence, whatever wave of emotion that is, and you're grounding it down, you're processing it, you're digesting it, and then you're responding from that place. Now, maybe that could be setting a boundary with her. Maybe that could be reaching out and pulling her into you and kissing her and hugging her and holding her, because that feels safe in that moment. You have to learn how to read the energy of the feminine body, what she's needing in that moment. And once again, this isn't all love and light where it's all going to be, all good and great, because there's going to be uncomfortable conversations. There's going to be boundaries that are going to need to be set on both sides, from the feminine and the masculine. Maybe you're doing something that's triggering her and she's not expressing that to you. So I would invite her to open up to you and say to her, what can I do to make you feel more safe? Is there something that I can do to make you feel more safe? And just let her express that to you. And at least from that point, you have a better understanding of how to dance and move with her energy. Now, if she's resistant to you and she's just totally shut down and she's not willing to change, that's a very difficult relationship to be in, because you're going to find a depolarization of your energies, meaning that you both being in the masculine, there's not going to be a lot of sexual attraction. So the best thing you can do here is to ground yourself, to communicate clearly with her and ask her what she desires. Ask her how you can support her. Ask her how you can love her. Ask her if you can hold her. Ask her how you can make her feel more safe instead of just guessing at it. She doesn't want to be analyzed and fixed. Ask her what she needs from you. I hope that this episode brought you a ton of value. If it did, please right now, so you don't forget to do it, take a screenshot of it, share it to your Instagram story, tag me @_Jake Woodard. That would mean the world to me. I appreciate you so much. And once again, if you want to come do some in-person work with me and Melissa, going deeper into all of everything I just taught about in this episode, make sure you get your tickets before price goes up, and price is going to go up soon. Go to jakewoodard.com/awake to grab your ticket to come do some in-person work with me this January in Texas. Once again, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have the best day ever. And as always, stay open, stay loving, and stay connected to that beautiful source within you.